from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Good evening and welcome to the National News broadcast, bringing to you live from the National News Studios here at the ChannelEye Rupavahini Corporation. We're ready to bring you the top stories here at home and around the world. I am Charita Vinupurarachi. Joining with me today is Sharifa Tahir. The President instructs to coordinate disaster relief measures efficiently. The President says debt restructuring program will be successful. Distribution of fertilizer for paddy cultivation in the Vavuniya district continues. Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa says all politicians have the responsibility of overcoming challenges in unity. The price of dried fish decreased by 35%. 41 die in an explosion in a coal mine in Turkey.
We now move on to those and other stories in detail now. President Ranil Wickremesinghe has instructed district secretaries to coordinate relief measures with the assistance of Disaster Management Centre to provide relief to the people affected by inclement weather. The President's Media Division said that the Finance Ministry has allocated necessary funds for this purpose. President Ranil Wickremesinghe instructed all the district secretaries to coordinate the relief work with the help of the Disaster Management Centre for those affected by the prevailing bad weather conditions. The President has also mentioned that all necessary provisions have been allocated through the Ministry of Finance and has directed the officials to provide all necessary facilities, including food and medicine, to the affected people. He has advised the officials to pay special attention to the sanitary facilities of the affected people. The President further instructed the district secretaries to work in coordination with all the divisional secretaries and officials of the line ministries to get the support of government officials and the armed forces in this relief program. According to the Disaster Management Centre report, as of October 16, 2022, 15,404 families in 52 divisional secretariats have been affected by strong winds, landslides and floods that affected 11 districts, namely Trincomalee, Galle, Kilinochchi, Kalutara, Gampaha, Colombo, Puttalam, Ratnapura, Kandy, Hambantota and Kagol. Due to the prevailing bad weather conditions, 3 people are reported dead and 2 people are reported injured across the island. The report stated that 5 houses were completely damaged and 193 were partially damaged. It stated that 1,927 people from 439 families who were affected by the bad weather are being held in 21 safe centres across the island.
ජල ක්‍රීඩා කරන්න ජලයේ උරුපදින්න පාරුපදින්න සහ කණ්ඩි වලින් පනින්න දෙන්න එපා. මාර්ගවල ගමන් කරනකොට සැඩ පහරවල හරහා ගමන් කිරීමට උත්සාහ කරන්න එපා. පසුගිය දිනවල ඇති වූ සියලුම අවාසනාවන්ත මරණ සංඛ්‍යාවෙන් සලකා බැලුවොත් 99%.
A special discussion took place today at the Defence Ministry to provide relief speedily to the people affected by heavy rains. It took place under the patronage of State Minister Pramitha Bandara Tennakon. State Minister Pramitha Bandara Tennakon said that those affected by disasters are being provided relief through Grama Niladaris by the district secretariats. The government provides necessary assistance and advice. The Finance Ministry has allocated necessary funds. The water level of the Kalani River has decreased by 6 feet when compared with yesterday. Although the flood situation in Dompe and Sitavaka divisional secretariat areas has decreased, roads and low-lying areas remain submerged. President Ranil Wickremesinghe says that the debt restructuring program will be successful.
The President said that he held discussions with the Chinese Finance Minister in this regard. The President expressed these views while inspecting cultivations in the Siambalandur Divisional Secretariat area. The President inspected cultivations at Ratmaldala, Veerakandavala in Siambalandur Divisional Secretariat area. The President held discussions with state employees about the progress of food security program in the Monoragala district and the present agricultural situation. President Ranil Wickremesinghe exchanged views with the farmers while weaving cultivations. Attention was paid on their problems.
කොහෙද ඉගෙන ගන්නේ? මොන පන්තියේද ඉන්නේ? හයි. ඉගෙන ගන්න කැමතිද? මොකද්ද කරන්න ඉන්නේ අන්තිම? විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයට යනවද? ගොවිතැන් කරනවද? ආමිකට. කොහෙද? මෙයා තාම ඉගෙන ගන්න නැහැ. එන්න මොකක්ද තියෙන්නේ කියලා කියන්න. දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඔක්කොම මේ වගා කරන්නේ නැත්නම් අපි දැන් බැලුවේ ප්‍රදේශ වලට උඩ තෙල් ප්‍රමාණය කියන්න.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe, after listening to the problem, said that necessary facilities will be provided to the students who are following studies amidst many difficulties to follow education up to the university. He said fertilizer needed for maize cultivation for the Maha season will be provided and necessary steps have already been taken. It has been decided to provide fuel needed by each district. The fuel needed by machines will be given when the harvest is being collected. Parliamentarians representing these areas should look into whether the farmers get fertilizer and fuel on time. The food security program has been provided with all facilities. Preparations should be made to cultivate crops including paddy, maize and other crops. If there is a good harvest, the country will become stable with the increased production. Steps have been taken to collect harvest, minimize waste and to develop the distribution network. He also said that discussions have commenced with the International Monetary Fund and preliminary agreements have been reached with China. Monetary Fund and preliminary agreements have been reached with China, Japan and India are the main countries that are provided with the credit facilities to Sri Lanka. Discussions are being held with those countries on debt restructuring. Discussions took place with the Japanese Foreign Minister and the Prime Minister. A special discussion took place recently with the Chinese Finance Minister. State Minister Shehan Singha, who is in Washington, held discussions with Indian teams on debt restructuring. A preliminary discussion was held yesterday for the first time with China, Japan, India and the IMF on reducing debt burden of the country. It is difficult to pay the loans, but a method has to be found to reduce the debt burden. All problems can be solved if the discussions are taken forward in a methodological manner. The President said discussions have been held with private creditors to get relief and to the hope that the discussions would be successful. Aid and assistance can be obtained when the discussions are over. The aid will not be received at once. Organizations such as the World Bank and the Asian Development Bank will give money during that period. The World Bank, Europe, the US and the Asian Development Bank gave funds to purchase fertilizer and medicine. Therefore, these activities can be continued without a problem. Not only government members but a group of opposition members also expresses their willingness to join the food security program. They have requested to give them with a divisional secretariat area to work and he invited them to work together to move forward.
බලන්න මේ කාලේ තුලදී ඒ ඉඩම් වලින් මොකක් හරි වැඩසටහනක් එක කන්නයකට හරි පාවිච්චි කරන් දාමු වගා කරන්නේ
දැන් වී වගාවටයි බඩේරිඟු වගාවටයි අවශ්‍ය යූරියා ටික එනවා ඇතිමලේ මෙන්න පෝරණය කියනවා ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා ඊයාව පළවෙනි වාරයට ඕනේ පෝර ටික ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා ඊටසේ 2යි 3යි එවන්නේ නොවැම්බර් මාසේ
මේගොල්ලේ පාරක් හදන්න ඕනේ කිව්වා මොන පාර
ඕස පාර කරන ඔක්කොම සේදෙනවා.
මේක පටන් ගමුකෝ. මෙයා කිව්වේ නිසා ශිෂ්‍යයන් කොහොමනා කැටිට දාමු. මං හදලා දුන්නොත් මොන විභාගෙද කරන්නේ? හා? ඔලේ කීය කම්බින් යනවද? හැමකේ මේ ගන්නවද? මෙයා පාස් වෙන එක අනුව තමයි යන්නේ. වී වගාවටයි බඩේලු වගාවටයි උමනා පෝර අපි ලබලා දෙනවා මේ කන්නේට. ඒ ගැන ප්‍රශ්නයක් ඇති කරගන්න එපා. ඒ වගා කරන්න පුළුවන් ඒවට අපි උදව් කරලා දෙන්න. පුළුවන් පහසුකම් දෙනවා. අද ආණ්ඩුවත් බංකොලොත් තුනත් රට බංකොලොත් තුනත් මේ මහ කන්නේ වෙනකොට අපිට විශේෂයෙන්ම වී වගාවත් බඩේලුඟුත් අනික් භෝග වගා කරලා කරන්න ඕමනේ. කිසිම බාධාවක් නැති මේ මුළු රටම අපි යොදවනවා ආහාර සුරක්ෂිත වැඩසටහනට දැන් ඉඳන් මහා කන්නේ වෙනකන්. ඒක බාධා කරන්න උවමනා නැහැ. මේ වංකොලොත් නිසා ඒ IMF සංවිධානයට ගියා. දැන් මූලික එකඟත්වයකට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා.
Uva Province Governor A.J.M. Muzammil, State Ministers Shashindra Rajapaksha, Vijitha Berugoda and Jagat Pushpakumara, parliamentarians and state officials were present on this occasion.
Distribution of fertilizer for paddy cultivation in the Maha season of Vavuniya district is continuing. 23,413 hectares of paddy lands will be cultivated in the district. Fertilizer needed for paddy cultivation in Vavuniya's South Settikulama and Nedunkani Divisional Secretariat areas is being distributed. Distribution of fertilizer is taking place through 8 agrarian service centres.
And meanwhile, a discussion took place between State Finance Minister Shehan Semasinghe and Deputy Managing Director of the IMF Kenji Okumura yesterday to the sidelines of the 2022 annual meeting of the IMF and the World Bank. State Finance Minister Shehan Semasinghe, Central Bank Governor Dr. Nandalal Veerasinghe and Treasury Secretary Mahinda Sirisawardena are representing Sri Lanka at the annual meeting of the IMF in Washington. They have held productive discussions with the Deputy Managing Director of the IMF yesterday. Broad discussions have been held about the necessary steps to get the approval of the proposed IMF facility to Sri Lanka and on Sri Lanka's recent economic trends. The former President Mahinda Rajapaksa says the responsibility of overcoming challenges in unity has been entrusted with all politicians.
He explained in Navalapitiya today the way the challenges were overcome in the past while facing them.
මාතෘභූමියට මහින්ද ජනාධිපතිතුමාට නාවලපිටිය ජනතාවට පහත්තුවට ශ්‍රී ලංකා පොදු ජන පෙරමුණට නාවලපිටිය ජනතාවට මාතෘභූමියට
The former president mentioned this during Navalapitiya seat conference of Sri Lanka Podu Jana Peramuna. The series of meetings are being held under the theme Ekwa Nagitimo. The meeting has been organised by MP Mahindananda Alutkamage. Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa said that there are many challenges at present. With the end of COVID pandemic, the country has to face a collapsed economy. The country has faced many problems since the time of the kings. We overcame challenges in unity always. Certain people are trying to blame us for the problems, but it will not end by placing the blame on us. They have started to sling mud going beyond political enmity. Therefore, we should be able to take decisions for future by looking at then history.
ඒ මඩගානායගේ අත්වල තමයි මුලින්ම මඩ තැවරෙන්නේ. ඒ නිසා ඉතිහාසය බලලා අනාගතය තීන්දුව ගන්න අපට අද පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕන. අපට වගේම ඔබටත් පෞගිය දා කාලේ විවිධ නිന്ദා අපහාසවලට මුහුණ දෙන්න සිදු වුණු බව අපි දන්නවා. සමහරු කවදාකවත් වැරදි කරලා නැති අය වගේ හැසිරුණා. දැන් ඒ අය ඉගිලෙනවා. සුදු පේන්නේ ඉගිලෙනකොටයි කියලා කතාවක් තියෙනවා. ඒක අපිට හොඳට පේනවා දැන්. සමහරු කැමති නැහැ මේ රට සාමකාමී රටක් වෙනවට. තවත් සමහරු කැමති නැහැ මේ රට ස්වාධීනව නැගී සිටිනවට. ඔවුන්ට අවශ්‍ය හැමදාම නෑ බෑ කියාගෙන ඉන්න විතරයි.
And meanwhile, the Navalapitiya seat organizer and 10 supporters of the Samagi Janabalavege who tried to conduct a protest in Navalapitiya town have been arrested by the police. They have been arrested for not getting permission from police to conduct the protest. Meanwhile, Navalapitiya seat Balamanda, the meeting of Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna took place today at the Mahindananda Foundation office under the patronage of former President Mahinda Rajapaksa.
Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa says it is unfair to increase tax on the people when they have been affected. The opposition leader pointed out other measures should be taken to increase the state revenue. Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa mentioned this during Nathandiya Balamandala meeting of Samagi Jana Balavagya. MP Niroshan Pereira organised the meeting. Seniors and party members of Samagi Jana Balavagya attended the meeting. Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa asked what is the policy of the government to rescue the country from the present situation. The interest rate is increased by 30%. When the interest rate is 30%, business cannot survive. Consumption has to be reduced when there is no money in hands. The investments will contract.
ඉල්ලුවට වෙනවා. එතකොට පොලි අනුපාතයේ 130 කරනකොට කරගෙන යන බිස්නස් එකක් ව්‍යාපාරයක් හකුල ගන්න සිද්ධ වෙනවා. අතේ සල්ලි නැතිකොට පාරිභෝජනයත් හකුල ගන්නවා, ආයෝජනයත් හකුල ගන්නවා. මේ හකුල ගන්න තමයි මේ ඊ타මත්ම නරක විදියට මේ බදු ටික ගහලා තියෙන්නේ.
Meanwhile, the leader of the JVP, Anura Kumara Disanayaka, says that they will not allow to postpone the elections. He said that the party members at village level are being organised to face elections and the struggles as well. MP Anurukumara Disanayaka expressed these views while attending the JVP Kasbaba seat Balamandala meeting yesterday. JVP Politburo members, regional representatives and members were present on this occasion. MP Anurukumara Disanayaka said that the leadership should be given to community groups against the suppression of people. The government is trying to stop the election. Mr. Sajith Premadasa is saying that he stopped fraud and corruption, but people took about those around him. None of them can speak about fraud and corruption.
Sajith Premadasa මහත්මයා තමයි වංචා දූෂණ වලට මම දැක්ක කියනවා. වංචා දූෂණ වලට තිත තියෙනවා. තිත තියන්නේ යා. ඉස්සල යාට තිතක් තියාගන්න ඕන. විගණනාධිපතිතුමාගේ වාර්තාව. එයාට ඒක කියන්න පුළුවන් දෙයක් වේදිකාවදී. පිටිපස්ස බලපුවම රාජිත. කිරියල්. මේ කට්ටිය කියන්නේ වංචා දූෂණ වලට තිත තියෙනවා. ඒ කාටවත් ඒක කරන්න.
Minister Nimal Siripala De Silva says that a program should be prepared to attract youth for merchant navy. He said a large number of people can be sent for foreign employment through that. The minister mentioned this while attending a ceremony organized by the Merchant Navy Secretariat in connection with the World Ocean Day. The World Ocean Day ceremony was held yesterday at the BMICH in Colombo under the theme New Technology for Green Navigation. The theme has been created to ensure a green concept for a sustainable future of ocean industries.
Today we had an opportunity to discuss the challenges and the way forward in the maritime field and how Sri Lanka could be a maritime hub in the Indian Ocean. Though we are geographically in an advantageous situation, we can't expect the ships to come here and contribute to our economy merely by the fact that we are in a geographically located situation. We need to strengthen the services we provided in our ports, correct policies, and also the change of attitude according to the needs of the present demand and the present society. I am happy that this forum gave all of us a chance, an opportunity to understand more about the maritime sector and the challenges and the way forward. And I seek your cooperation to implement the various progressive work we have been part of.
20 youth who completed the training were issued Navy permits on the occasion. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena says the farmers has the ability to grow the economy of the country.
The Prime Minister mentioned this while attending the inaugural progress review meeting of the Ampara District Rural Economic Revival and Food Security Program. The Prime Minister paid his attention on the problems faced by the farming community in the district. A group of officials including State Minister Ashoka Priyantha, Sanath Nishantha and Puttalam District Coordinating Chairman MP Chintaka Amal Mayadurne were present on this occasion. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena said that gap in the distribution of benefits can be reduced through the new income avenues. It will be possible to minimize the pressure and poverty through new products. The farming community can positively change the economy of the country through local food production.
නමුත් අපි නිෂ්පාදනය තුළින් අලුත් දායකයන් ඇති කිරීමට දොරටු විවෘත කරගන්න පුළුවන් නම් ඇති වෙන පීඩනයේ හෝ දරිද්‍රතාවයේ ගොඩ එන්නට පුළුවන් පිරිසට අවස්ථාවක් ඇති කර දෙනවා. ඕනෑම දෙයක් වගා කරොත් වැඩි වුණොත් දවස් 60යි ඊට වඩා දවස් 80ක් තුළ පල නෙලන්න පුළුවන් මහ පොළවක් අපේ රටට තියෙන්නේ.
After the program, the Prime Minister inspected several farms in the area.
State Minister Tharaka Balasurya is leading the Sri Lanka's delegation to the 6th summit of the Conference on Interaction and Confidence Building Measures in Asia in Kazakhstan. The State Minister held meetings with the envoys from Azerbaijan and Kazakhstan on the sidelines of the summit. During the meeting with the Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs of Kazakhstan, State Minister Balasuriya extended attention over bilateral consultations on strengthening economic, culture and political relations between the two countries. State Minister Balasuriya also requested Kazakhstan to explore avenues for cooperation in the power and energy sectors in Sri Lanka. The Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs assured that Kazakhstan was ready to support Sri Lanka and suggested that a team visit Kazakhstan to explore options available in the energy sector. During the meeting with the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ceyhun Bayramov, State Minister Balasuriya briefed him on the current situation in Sri Lanka. The discussions also focused on expanding ties in the area of power and energy. The two sides agreed to continue discussions on further cooperation and to establish a bilateral consultations mechanism in order to expand existing ties.
And meanwhile, the inaugural lecture of the second group of Acting Academy program of Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation took place today with the aim of contributing talented artists for the acting field. Chairman of the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, W.D. Kanegala, co-director and other officials were present on this occasion. The inaugural lecture was delivered by veteran actor Mahendra Pereira and Dr. Nuwan Nayanajit. The program includes theory and many practical activities. The course is organized by the Drama and Digital Media Unit of the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. Chairman of Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, W.D. Kanegala, said that the national television is rendering a pioneer service for the country and the people. Those who like arts have joined the program. Views and experience of the veterans can be obtained through this program.
ඉදිරියටත් අපි එසේ කිරීමට බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. ඔබ සියලු දෙනාම මේ කලා ශාස්ත්‍රය පිළිබඳ ඇල්මක් ඒ වගේම ආසාවක් ඇතිවයි මේ ආරම්භ කරන්නේ. ප්‍රවීණයන් ලවා ඒ අයගේ අදහස් ඒ වගේ අත්දැකීම් ඔබට ලබා ගැනීමට සලස්වා දෙමින් මෙම ශාස්ත්‍රයට ඉදිරිපත් වීමට එකතු වීමට ඔබේ තියෙන ආශාව ඔබේ තියෙන උනන්දුවට යම් අත්ලක් සැපීම තමයි ජාතික රූපවාහිනිය මේ කරන්නට බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ.
Moving on with more local stories, Dry Fish Importers Association says that the price of dry fish has reduced between 30 to 35%. They said the price is decreasing further. The price of many dry fish varieties have reduced. The association said that many problems contributed to the increase of price have been solved. Therefore, he said that the price could decrease further.
A person needs eyes to see the world as well as ears to win the world. This new story is about a child who seeks your support to win the world. Manundi Dulansa Moratua is a clever student of grade 2 in her school. Doctors have identified a reduction in audio level of the child when she was 3 years. The doctors have recommended to install an audio equipment to one ear to increase her hearing ability, although it has affected both her ears. The doctors have said that a surgery has to be performed as soon as possible with her growth. 3.9 million rupees is needed to purchase the hearing equipment. Her mother is not capable of finding the necessary amount. Manundi's father has died 2 months ago due to a heart attack. The donors can help her by contributing to the account number 100028832838 at the National Savings Bank City Branch under the name Ms. DMGN Deshani. Her mother's telephone number is 071 8463201. Stay tuned for international news after this break.
Prima Kotumi hot and spicy cricket. KTM his tanat sashi packettuwe අංකය සටහන් කර 23:43ට SMS කරන්න. රුපියල් 2,50,000 මුදල් තෑගි ඇතුළු තවත් වටිනා තෑගි දිනපතා දිනා ගන්න. නොවැම්බර් 30 දක්වා පමණයි. Prima Kotumi fun තමයි.
Welcome back. We move on to news overseas now. The 20th National Congress of the Chinese Communist Party commenced today at the Public Hall in Beijing. The new leadership of the Chinese Communist Party will be named on the occasion for the next 5 years. The report to the Chinese Communist Party's 20th National Congress was presented by the General Secretary of the Central Committee, President Xi Jinping. The report includes the task performed during the past 5 years in summary and guidelines for the country's development and tasks of the Communist Party. More than 2,300 delegates and special invitees are taking part in the event. President Xi Jinping said that the first task is the development of the country when the country is empowered by the Communist Party rule. He said that without a strong technological foundation, a modernized socialist country cannot be fully built. He said that completing the target in the second century is a central task of the Chinese Communist Party to build the country as a socialist, modernized, powerful state. The 20th National Congress will examine Chinese Communist Party's 19th Central Committee report examining party constitutional amendment draft bill and approving the bill. The Congress is also expected to elect a new Central Committee and Central Commission on new disciplinary tests. The National Congress of the Chinese Communist Party is held once in 5 years. The National Congress is a milestone of the Chinese Communist Party. A new paragraph to take the Chinese people to the targets of their second century will begin with this.
And meanwhile, Turkey has received messages of condolences from around the world over a coal mine blast that killed at least 41 people. At least 110 miners were working in the shaft when the explosion occurred on last Friday evening. Initial findings dictated that the blast was caused by fire damp and explosive mixture of flammable gases in mines. The discovery of the final missing body brought the rescue operations to an end more than 20 hours after the D-Day blast. The mine belongs to the state-owned Turkish Hard Coal Enterprises. A total of 11 wounded workers are still under treatment in hospitals. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan said support will be immediately extended to the wounded workers as well as the families of those who lost their lives. Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky sent condolences of messages to their Turkish counterpart yesterday. And from Turkey to Iran, a major fire broke out of Iran's notorious Evin prison yesterday, known for housing political prisoners, journalists and foreign nationals.
Authorities have indicated that the situation has been taken under control, but video footage appeared to show that the fire continuing following the statement. Videos shared online showed flames and smoke at the site in Tehran, and gunshots and explosions could be heard. Iran has been gripped for weeks by anti-government protests. They first erupted last month after the death of 22-year-old Kurdish Iranian Mahsa Amini in police custody. Officials said she died of a heart attack, but her family disputed this, saying she was beaten by morality police. It is not yet known whether the situation at the prison is linked to the recent demonstrations. Large crowds gathered outside the prison. Traffic came to a standstill and riot police was seen entering the facility.
இப்படி பண்றிட இப்படி அல்பங்கள் prima katumi fantamai.
Welcome back with the sports update, and it's cricket, and Namibia beat Sri Lanka in the first round of the T20 World Cup series, and it was played in Geelong, Australia.
Sri Lanka captain Dasun Shanaka won the toss and invited Namibia to bat first. Namibia lost 3 wickets for 35 runs. Jihad Eramos was out for 20 runs as the 4th wicket. Stefan Bard scored 26, the highest scorer of the team.
Top edge, it's gone a long way in the air down to third man, and it's out. It's gone high in the air, but only as far as the edge of the circle. Edged, oh, what a catch! Kusal Mendes.
The highest scorer of the team, Jan Frilling, scored 44 in 28 balls. J.J. Smith was not out on 31. Namibia scored 163 for 7 wickets in 20 overs. Pramod Madhushan took 2 wickets for Sri Lanka. Mahesh Dekshana, Dushmanta Chamira, Chamika Karunaratne and Manindu Hasaranga took 1 wicket each. Pathum Nisanka and Kusal Mendes launched Sri Lanka's innings. When the opening partnership was 12, Kusal Mendes was out for 6 runs. Sri Lanka lost first 4 wickets for 40 runs. Bhanuka Rajapaksa scored 20. Dasun Shanaka scored 29 and became highest scorer for Sri Lanka. They were all out for 109 in 19 overs. Accordingly, Namibia won the match by 55 runs. This is the first time that Sri Lanka lost against Namibia. Sri Lanka will play another 2 matches in the first round. Sri Lanka will play against United Arab Emirates on the 18th and on the 20th against the Netherlands. Meanwhile, Dirshan Madhushankar, who was injured during the training session yesterday, has lost the opportunity to take part in the World Cup. Binura Fernando has been called to the team instead of him.
Oh, he's got another one, has he? Yes, he has. Cries of catch it. And it's gone. Lovely use of the feet, but not the contact. And a wicket. Oh, what a big wicket that is. 59. Oh, that's gone straight up in the air. Green's called for it. Oh, and Green's taken it in. Another one in the air. This time it is taken. Another one. Sri Lanka made a good sound but went too high. And it's taken. The Namibians on fire. What a famous win for Namibia. Just watch the scenes here at the Gardenia Park. I'm almost certain that Freilich will be the player of the match, but I think there were 2 game changers for Namibia.
UAE will have to do the same.
Netherlands beat United Arab Emirates by 3 wickets in the second match of the first round. Batting first, United Arab Emirates scored 111 for 8 wickets in 20 overs. Mohammad Wasim scored 41. Basby Lead took 3 wickets. In reply, Netherlands won the match by scoring 112 for 7 wickets in 19.5 overs. Max Odod scored 23. Junaid Siddiq took 3 wickets.
Just needs to get it through. They get the run. The Netherlands will breathe a sigh of relief today. Winning by 3 wickets. It's a tight victory.
இப்படி வந்திட இப்படி அல்பங்கள் Prima Kakami Fantamai.
And with that, we conclude tonight's news digest tomorrow at the very same time. I'm Charita signing off with Sharifa. Stay safe. Good night.
Good night.